Hey guys, we're on our way to interview
Oski. We're really excited. He's quite a character.
Yeah,
I think this is gonna be really fun.
Yeah, check this out. We'll show you a little bit of stuff that he's done.
Mama, you're a queen. You got married at 17. Had your first child, my brother, at 18. With lots of children to raise and dirty laundry to clean. Everybody is a friend that you haven't met yet. Everybody is a friend that you haven't met yet. Everybody is a friend that you haven't met yet. Everybody is a friend that you haven't met yet.
Everybody has a friend that you didn't meet yet. Everybody is a friend that you haven't met yet.
In New Orleans.
In New Orleans.
Welcome, man. How you doing?
Oski.
Life is good. Life is good. Life is amazing.
Life is good. What's going on in Oski's world?
You know, the same thing. Making music, putting together events and festivals, and just blessed to be alive, blessed to live another day, blessed to have met you beautiful people and have you in my home. Today we have a big festival going down in Homestead.
Mm-hmm.
It's called the Super Music Festival.
With your band?
With my band and several bands. We also have a show on Monday, every Monday at the Hard Rock. This Monday we're going to have Tory Lynn and
Oh, wow.
Red Pill Conspiracy and Heroes on Drugs and a bunch of cool rappers and bands at the Hard Rock Cafe in Bayside. June, our next show, big show, is going to be at Virginia Key Beach. We're doing the Reunion Fest. We're going to be playing alongside Wyclef, Wiley, Egyptian,
Wow.
and many more, and the internet, which is really hot right now. We just came back from New Orleans. It's our third trip there in the last 9 months.
Did you find more friends?
We found more friends. We found more friends, and we went back and shot a video. And we played at the Hard Rock Cafe in New Orleans in Bourbon Street on Friday.
Tell me how different the music world varies from city to city, to LA, to Miami, to New Orleans, to Philadelphia.
Well, basically, every city that has original music has their own issues, you know? The locals don't support the locals. Meaning that if you're a band from New York and you come to Miami, people are going to have more respect for you. They figure this guy came all the way from New York, they must be good. So people pay attention more. It's not like Oski's from Hialeah and I'm going to go play in Hialeah and they go, no, I know that dude, he lives up the block. It gives it a different ambiance. You know, for example, when we play in New Orleans, they love us. I mean, we're from Miami. They love Miami. They have this picture of Miami of being this super awesome city where everything's partying and it's a non-stop party. And for the most part, for the most part, you know, it's true. We have a beautiful city. LA has a music scene that's phenomenal as well. In Seattle, Austin, Texas, Memphis, Atlanta, New York. You know, those places, they have a very strong music scene. We have a scene down here. A lot of the bands complain and say, "Oh, the music scene." In Miami, we have a good music scene. A lot of people would say different, but you know, you have clubs like the Culture Room that they do a lot of national acts. They're very, every once in a while they'll throw the local bands a bone. They allowed me to go in there with 12 local bands and do something. Then you have clubs like Churchill's. Which Churchill's at one time everyone would complain, oh, it's a little Haiti, there's crackheads around the street, they're breaking into the car, yada, yada, yada. But Churchill's has come out to become the beacon of the music scene in South Florida. Tobacco Road closed, PAX closed, Transit closed, the Stage closed, Grand Central closed. We've lost, Will Call closed. And these are all clubs that I was working with and doing business with. So when you have all these clubs closed, me as a promoter, me as a graphic designer, me as someone that was doing flyers for 5 of these venues, it affects you, you know.
So is that what you're trying to do with Hard Rock?
What I'm trying to do at the Hard Rock on Mondays is have a place that bands can go and express themselves and play to an international crowd. And then also invite their local friends to come see them. Because I would say that 75% of the crowd is from somewhere else. Before I introduce the bands, I always ask who's here on holiday, who's here on vacation. Holiday is vacation for Europeans. Mm-hmm. And I want to see who's come from the farthest part of the earth. And it's really interesting. That way, when the bands are not playing, I can play a song more or less for that country and make them people feel welcome. And the Hard Rock has brought down the drink prices amazing. It's $3 beers. And, you know, we don't charge a cover. We let the bands get their exposure. And at the end of the day, for a band's resume, it's a really good look to say, hey, I played at the Hard Rock. It's not like saying I played at Kevin's Chicken Shack, you know? So I got to thank the Hard Rock. I got to thank them for allowing local bands to come in there. And there's no parameters. The only parameter is I don't want you to curse. And I don't want you to say derogatory statements. And if your song is talking about hustling and selling dope, I don't want you to sing it. I don't want you to do it at the Hard Rock. We try to keep it as clean as we can, not to offend anybody. And I've been doing it since the new year. You know, we're going 5 months strong. Everything's going great.
So since you're doing all this stuff at the Hard Rock, I think you need to get Say Whaat TV to host one of your shows.
You just tell me when. You tell me what date you want and we'll make it happen. If you guys want to host a show there, man, anytime you want. Anytime you want. And we could even, you know, have the artists go on and you can interview them.
Yeah.
Right there live. And, you know, videotape it, you know.
Yeah.
I work with another dear friend of mine. His name is Fred and Pooh Gator. They have a thing called Gator TV. And they do similar stuff what you guys are doing. I commend people like y'all. You know, you guys are doing this for love. Hopefully at the end of the rainbow there's a pot of gold.
You got that right.
But this is a labor of love. A lot of people think I sleep on pillowcases of money. That is not the truth. I've had this conversation with other promoters, and you can attest. I can give you names. Queen of the Scene. Her and I, we started this multi-band, multi-stage event with a show that's on the wall called FemFest. It was our very first blowout. We had 32 bands. We had 24 vendors. And, you know, those are 32 bands that we gave an opportunity to play at Tobacco Road that normally Tobacco Road would not book.
Yeah. All right, so what is a funny habit that you have that some of your friends and your fans might not know about?
I wouldn't say that it's odd, but when people send me stupid emails or ask me stupid questions, and I answer them with a stupid answer, like for example, Oski, what's the parking situation? Where do we park? In an empty parking spot? Find a spot and fit yourself in there. Or I'll get an email from an artist and it says, yo, I want to be on the show. I have no idea who they are, and I respond, what show? Who is this?
Right.
If you're submitting to play a festival, you might want to add some links to your music. You know?
Or sign your name.
Or you might want to, you know, it's just, I got an email the day before yesterday. Steven told me to email you. So, yeah, basically, just stupid stuff like that. It just drives me crazy because before I book the bands, I make them all submit. And when they don't send in all the information, I send them back a thing, fill this out. And then I say, this is the contract, this is the agreement. Agree to this. They agree to this. Then we have a meeting. We have a meeting a month before the show at the venue. So we can tell them, this is where the venue's at. You're playing here, this is your time. I make posters for the band so they can all sign posters, and I give them flyers and tickets. So like we already went through this. I have a meeting with them, the whole thing. And it just drives me a little crazy when the bands don't listen. Oh, hold on. I got a phone call. 1 second. Sorry about that. This is an artist that's performing today. Hello? Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Oscar.
Good afternoon.
Listen, what time does my band play?
Oh.
My band, you know,
well,
the All-Stars. What time do my damn day?
I couldn't tell you. You gotta have to go look on the event page. There's one of me and there's like 25 of y'all.
What event page? What event page? You should know what my band is.
Listen, the event page that the event page.
Okay, forget all that. Where do I park? How do I know? Okay, you need to tell me these things, okay?
Who is it?
Let me call you back. I'm doing an interview right now for Say Whaat TV. Let me call you
No,
back.
man, I can't do business like this, man. No.
All right, listen. Do me a favor. Go look back at the email that I sent you, like the 10 emails that I sent you before. And I'm gonna call you back. I have to call you back. I gotta let you go.
No, what is this? What?
I'll see you tonight, my friend. Thank you.
Well, there you have it.
Unbelievable.
Wouldn't have believed it unless I saw it.
Unbelievable.
But yeah, that's.
But no, I mean, that happens quite often. I guess the other funny thing I do is I when the bands tell me, or mostly the rappers, they're like, "Yo, I represent a bunch of artists." I'm like, "What?
Artists?
You represent what?" or I've gotten this call before. It's well, that couldn't have been better timing.
Right.
Again, when I try not to let things stress me out.
Yeah.
I've been really stressed out lately with all the investments and all the people that I have on my shoulders.
Yeah, I thought I was the oldest one.
I don't mind if I fail. I just don't want to fail for my guys.
Yeah.
Because I'm bringing them into the trenches, so I don't want to bring them into an ambush. I'm truly blessed, man. I really am. Every day I wake up in the morning, I thank God that I woke up, and I thank God to see another day. And I make music from the heart. I try to write a song every single day.
You're gonna be like Prince, have a vault of songs written, huh?
Yeah. Oh, you know what, man? Prince was so underrated.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Prince was so underrated. Prince was so underrated.
So underrated.
He was in Michael Jackson's shadow. They had the competition. And as much as I enjoy Michael Jackson's music, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Prince
was a guy's guy.
Yeah. So, speaking of Prince and smashing his video, girls, you have to have a crazy fan story.
Oh my god. Oh, you know what? Oh, crazy fan story. Oh god, wow, you put me on the spot with that one. So we're performing at a club called Gemini in Hollywood.
I know that place.
Alright, and this is the week after they shut the club down because 2 Live Crew was in there doing their shenanigans. That put them on the map. So it ain't like now. The rappers now, the ones that spit fire and they represent artists, they show up to a show in their car. My rap group, we wasn't having that. You want to book us? You have to get a limousine. Even if the limousine picks us up at the corner of the club, takes us to the club, and drops us off back at the corner where we're with our cars. So at that time, I was in a rap group called Creative Element. Shout out to my man Elvin, DJ E-Rex in New York City, and shout out to Mighty Rock. Mighty Rock at one time was the top rapper in Miami, and a producer named Joe Granda. Joe Granda, we was managed by Joe Granda, and Joe Granda would always make sure that we had a limousine for our shows. And a hotel. I mean, this was part of the thing. It ain't like these rappers now. They show up in their car, their mama drops them off, whatever. So we jump out this limousine, and all the girls was like, yo! So we walk in the club, and a funny note of that night, the host, his name is Louis C. Rock. This guy is now the Oski of Key West. He runs Key West. And he's old school guy from New York, And he didn't know that in Hollywood, there's a gang called Zulu. And we're in this club, Gemini, that's run by another gang that hates those guys. So he's like, yeah, I want to give a shout out to the Zulu Nation. And all these dudes in the crowd start throwing start throwing
Oh my
cans
gosh.
and cups, whatever, on stage. And I run to him and said, "Bro, you crazy, man? This is the turf of another gang here in Hollywood. They don't know about the Zulu Nation. They don't know nothing about African Bada. They don't know that." And he's like, "Oh, I didn't know." So there was 2 sheriffs there. Anyway, getting to the groupie part.
ADHD.
ADHD. We do the show, and the whole time there's this one chick. She kept staring at me, you know. And so when I come up the stage, it's her and her friends. They're sweating us hard. So they're like, "Where you guys going after this?" I go, "Well, our manager doesn't like us to hang out in the club after our performances, but we can go hang out in the limo." And she was like, "For real? You guys got a limo?" I said, "Yeah, the same limo that I saw you staring at when we got out."
I saw you, girl.
You know, I saw you looking at me. So, needless to say, so we go into the limo, we're wrestling, you know. I call it wrestling. So we're wrestling and we're having a good time. This is before cell phones.
Right.
So the chick gives me her address. And she gives me her home number. No, we already took care of that in the limo. So
that's the
and my homeboy Marty Rock hooked up with someone. So it's basically 3 guys in a limo handling our business. So it was really cool. And
that is
so here's the crazy part. The crazy part is that I called the chick and she's like, "Yeah, you know, whenever you want to come by, let me know. Come by." So she gave me her address. Okay. and thank you, Oski. And again, I'm not perfect.
I'm just channeling you.
We're good. So she gives me her address. This is to her house, and I call because we'll show up nowhere unannounced. Right. And the chick's like, "Yeah, come over." So I'm rubbing my hands together. This means something's gonna happen. That's one of the things. Whenever I talk to a girl and I like her, I can't help myself. I rub my hands together. So it's a telltale sign.
So see, there's a
but I haven't rubbed my hands in 10 years. You better
not, Juju.
So anyway, I go to the house. When I get to the door, some dude answered the door, and I'm like, "Good evening." He's like, "How can I help you?" I go, "I'm here to see Maria." He goes, "Maria, there's someone at the door for you." And the dude's kind of big, you know. So she comes to the door, she goes outside, she's like, "Hey, what's up? How you doing, Oski?" I'm like, "Yeah, everything's good." So we sat out there in the front, she closed the front door, and she's like, "Look, my husband's here. I wasn't expecting him. He's a trucker, And I'm like,
Say what?
hey, that's pretty cool. hey, so she tells me, she says, "Do me a favor." She says, "I'll call you in a couple weeks." And I'm like, "Okay," But she's like, "Just call me in a couple weeks." And so the dude comes out and he's telling her, "Hey, so hurry up," he's telling her, "I'm hungry, whatever, blah, blah." Mm-hmm. And she goes, "I gotta go." I don't know what she told him.
He didn't even think twice.
Again,
some guy just shows up.
Strange got right.
Yeah, it is what it is, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was
interesting.
That was pretty weird. That
is crazy. I would have to say the craziest answer we've got.
Yeah. So, how can we stalk you?
You can stalk me at 305-303-3976. Forget about Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Just call me. I ain't ashamed to give out my number. 305-303-3976. You call me. If you want to find me on social media, this is really arrogant, but just Google my name, DJ Oski Gonzalez.
I'm Googleable.
Googleable.
You Google it, because, I don't even have to have a business card out. Just say, Google my name.
Yeah.
And people Google it, and they go,
oh.
And that's Google, not Bloogle.
Googling. You can check out the Oski Foundation as well. We're CD Baby. Cop that new CD. And look out.
Is that the website address?
It's Oski Foundation at cdbaby.com. cdbaby.com is like iTunes.
Right.
They sell my CDs on there. And we're about to drop a new album soon. We're in a studio with Dale Patrick Latino in New Orleans. And right now we're getting all the paperwork ready for the release of Everybody's a Friend. We're going to drop it with the video. And as soon as it's done, you guys will know. We're going to throw a big party here in Miami.
We'll cover
And for the most part, any artist that see this video or anyone that sees this video from out of town, and you want to come to town, you know, I'm your connection. I'll make it happen.
There you go. Sister Ruru.
And Marvin.
And DJ Oski Gonzalez.
And you're watching Say What
TV, baby.
Peace out. Everybody.
You want me to just...
I keep forgetting that.
Everybody is a friend
that you haven't met yet.
in New Orleans.
Everybody is a friend that you haven't met yet.
Everybody is a friend that you haven't met yet.